So Figma Motion is absolutely nuts. I haven't been this excited about Figma in a while, and I have a confession. I haven't been using Figma at all for the past 1.5 years, to be honest. I've been so deep into AI that, it was just not efficient to go back to drawing rectangle. But honestly, I think this might change a lot of things because not only can you use agents with Figma now, but you can also use like shaders, things that normally would be very costly to do using AI. As you know, tokens are becoming absolutely crazy. And look at what I'm able to do. Like, for example, this is using shaders, and this is using the new options on Figma Motion. So this is a new option right inside the bar right here. And a lot of it is just created using some sort of a toolbox. So you can see here, we have a toolbox and you have kind of like shaders, but also plugins that is applied to your design. And if you don't apply this, it's going to look a little bit like this right here. So if I disable this, it's just a basic design. But if I add the shaders, then I have this really crazy effect, which I can totally customize. And not just customize, but animate it. And it's just nuts what you can do now. And on top of the fact that all of these animations can actually exist in the code. First of all, we can totally animate anything that you have created in Figma. So it's like super easy. And on top of that, you can use agents now. So for example, you can totally create a frame. And here you're going to set a circle. And this is going to be whatever you want to animate. I'm going to make it black. And then you can go to animation right here, and then you can choose one of the presets. So you have the basic animations such as position, scale, rotation, size, and opacity. So let's start with position, and by just doing a button, I can just press space and it does my simple animation. So pretty simple. And on top of the fact that you also have auto animations now. So for example, I can go to toggle auto keyframe, and then I move to the timeline, at which point I want to move this to and using whatever methods of animation that I want. So for example, I'm going to move this right here. And you can see that when I do that, it creates this extra level. So for example, I have position here, but I can also change the scale. So now it's going to change the width and the height. And maybe I can change the color to something like red or blue. And let's see. So if I press space, it does all that animation just like that. Now you can use agents now, which means that if you have an existing design, or whether you take it from the community or you're a designer and you have created something awesome, you can also export from platforms, where they have a button to export to Figma. Aura has one. But in this case, yeah, you can just import the design and then you can ask the agent to do the animation for you. Let's give it a try. So I have, let's say, a design. And here I want to animate maybe my logo or something like that. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to bring this to my experimentation. I'm going to move this right here. And then I'm going to go to this tab called Agents. So this is where I can, if in this case I have experimented, it seems to remember, but I can start a new chat, which is what you're going to be seeing. And then here I can just prompt it to animate. And a basic prompt for animation is something like animate letter by letter. We're going to start with the logo and then the text animation. And we're going to be using fade in and slide in. So this is super simple. I press enter and yeah, it's a sequence animation using Stagger. Obviously something you're going to be learning, but you can totally copy this prompt right here. And there you go. So I press space and it does the animation. Now, I could have been a little bit more specific. It seems that it didn't understand the order of the letters that I wanted to, but it also has some issues with maybe some of the blending modes that I have. So it does a really good job. Let me zoom in a little bit. You're gonna see the logo is really cool. It's just that it does have this blending mode issue, and the letter animation, it does it in reverse for some reason. So AI, right? Next, we're gonna take a look at the shaders, which is really, really cool. So for example, let me select the left side of this UI right here. And I'm gonna go to effects and I'm gonna click on shader. And here I have a bunch of them. One of my favorite one is, the lens distortion, but also the jitter effect, which is very, very popular. As you can see, it creates this really, really cool effect. And I have the ability to change the settings of it. So I can change the levels, the size, etc. But I can also animate it. So for example, I'm gonna set to auto animate, and then I'm gonna move this here, and then I'm gonna change the size. So now it's going to animate like this. So obviously I can go back here, and you can also press shift to sort of snap into the keyframe. And you can, with this on, you can also change the other settings, and it's going to just change, create the animations keyframes right for you. And I'm just gonna set it like this. I really like it. And let's take a look at the animation. Boom, pretty cool. And the same with the other shaders. And you can just also go to the toolbox where you can search for the plugins and the shaders. And I'm gonna select this one. I'm gonna apply the lens distortion, and it's just super awesome. You can imagine creating different animations with this. And again, turning the auto keyframe, I'm gonna just change the settings like this, and I can just play with it. So at this keyframe right here, I'm gonna go to the lens distortion, and I can just move it and see where it starts. So we have here, and I can also set the aberrations, kind of cool, and the mode and the quality. So quality doesn't make a big difference, but definitely these other settings. So it seems that I went a little bit too fast here. So I need to be at the end of the keyframe to be able to apply these. So let me change it again. I'm gonna make it back to the normal, like this. It's really cool, the effects that I'm getting. Let's take a look again. It starts like this, and then it went to the normal design, which still has that distortion effect. And finally, you can totally create your own shaders. So this is one that I created for the matrix. And you can see here, I have my own shader, which I can customize. And this is using an agent, the chat itself. And what I use in a screenshot of the final result, and also the HTML, maybe to add a little bit more precision, but I believe that a screenshot is totally fine. And then it's going to ask you what variables that you want to make customizable. And in the end, this is what I got. And you can totally change this. So before the shader, it looks like this. And after the shader, it looks like this. So again, you can also animate this by setting auto animate and moving to 1 second, and then just changing the settings. So I'm just gonna go back here and just tune the settings, and let's see. Voila, it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's it. This is with my limited time with Figma Motion. Figma has come a long way. I haven't used this in a while, but it now has Figma Agent, which is kind of cool because it does the design for you. And, I was testing how it's able to design some landing pages, for example, and it was able to do a fairly good job, and everything exists using, auto layout and all that stuff. So you can start a design, you can turn that into a site, or you can use Figma Motion. And so I totally need to explore this more. But yeah, I thought it was really, really cool, and I hope you enjoyed.